Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV, Baba Gagede Imo TV. I am yours faithfully, Prõcürê 11th day in the month of June 2022. First are the major headlines for the world news. Tinubu needs Muslim running mates to capture northern both, Cairo or Juba, and Ilad Eta. Soyinka visit Akeredolu says or attack a message to Southwest. Atiku must pledge to do one term to get Southeast vote, Obiora or Prõcürê. Drama as ASUU president rejects 50 million naira intervention to end strike. Police search for drivers over traffic warden crushed to death. 2 men allegedly pregnant procure abortion for 13-year-old girl. And foreign. Ukraine's Zelensky didn't want to hear warnings about invasion. Biden finally sports. Aribo happy with Super Eagles win despite poor play. Now the news in detail. APC National Vice Chairman South Ilad Eta and former Executive Director, Niger Delta Development Commission, Cairo Ojubo, speak on the possibility of the position of the running mate of the APC presidential candidate, Bola Tinubu, being a Muslim. Novel laureate Wale Soyinka has described the attack on Owo as a message to the Southwest. Soyinka said this during his condolence visit to Governor Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State on Friday, following the attack on the St. Francis Catholic Church on Sunday. It was targeted, and there is no question about that. It was not an accident, and it is a passing message to rest of us, Soyinka said, according to a statement issued by the governor's media aide, Richard Olatunde. That is why I'm here. I want the governor to know that we have received the message. We understand it, and we came to sympathize with him that he was selected as a medium for that message. So the answer we must give to the message we all receive is that we are not slaves. Here, on our own soil, having had experience of a century of disdain and contempt about us as black people. I have been on this issue for quite some time. This invasion has been on, and these herdsmen are all over the forest. At the time, we thought it was Boko Haram. We didn't know that Fulani herdsmen were capitalizing on the fundamentalist insurgency and brutality. On his path, the governor thanked Soyinka for the visit, saying that the state will remain hugely indebted to him. To another political story, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) have one last hurdle to scale before they can fully embark on a campaign to get the electorate on their side, and that is to select running mates that complement Atiku Abubakar. As part of consultations to enable him choose his running mate, the PDP presidential candidate on Wednesday met with all the party's elected governors in Abuja. Atiku had on Monday met with the members of the party's board of trustees in Abuja on the same issue. The consultation was to ensure that the person to be chosen as his running mate was acceptable to all stakeholders of the party. To discuss the search for a running mate to complement Atiku Abubakar is Professor Obiora Okonkwo, a member of the People's Democratic Party, and Jacob Mark, former national legal advisor of the PDP. There was a mild drama when the Academic Staff Union of University, ASUU, rejected Berkeley's family radio's intervention to end the ongoing strike. ASUU has been on strike since February, and all efforts to make lecturers return to the classrooms have not yielded results. On Saturday morning, host of the radio program, Ahmed Isa, popularly known as Ordinary President, invited ASUU President Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke and his team to explain to Nigerians the perennial problems and states why the union is still on strike. Isa also said he had set up a special intervention bank account domiciled in TAD Taj Bank to raise funds for the union with a view to ending the strike. Apparently, to convince ASUU to buy into the idea of the intervention, Isa publicly showed the 50 million naira cash donated by Governor Udom Emmanuel of Akwa Ibom State. Immediately the money was displayed, ASUU president frowned at the development, saying they should not be associated with such. At that point, ISA threatened to discontinue the intervention, and many Nigerians who phoned in during the program described ASUU as insensitive. The striking lecturers' demands include funding of the revitalization of public universities, earned academic allowances, university transparency accountability solutions, UTAS, and promotion areas. Others are the renegotiation of the 2009 ASUU FG agreement and the inconsistency in integrated personnel payroll information system. In an interview last month, Prõcürê told NAN that none of these demands had been met by the federal government. There was tension at the new garage challenge area of Ibadan on Friday as policemen launched a manhunt for drivers who were alleged to have deliberately crushed a traffic warden, Oluniyi Bamidele, to death. Correspondent gathered on Friday that Bamidele, who was on duty in the area, stopped a taxi driver for allegedly violating traffic rules. The driver and some of his colleagues were said to have swooped on the traffic warden, and the situation led to an altercation. The drivers were said to have attacked the traffic warden, and they reportedly pushed him to the path of a speeding vehicle, which knocked him down, and another speeding vehicle crushed him to death. So another story, if you are just joining, you are watching the world news from BGI TV. Magistrates Ejiro Kubenje of the Ikeja Magistrate Court, Lagos, on Thursday has ordered the remand of one Shakiru Oladisu, 50, and Tola Razak, 40, for the filing and impregnating a girl. Punch Metro gathered that the defendant took the victim for an unlawful abortion after getting her pregnant. The police had arraigned the defendant, who reside in the Mushi area of Lagos, on charges of defilement and unlawful procuring of abortion. The punishment for defilement attracts up to life imprisonment according to Section 137, and unlawful procurement of miscarriage is punishable with 3 years imprisonment under Section 135, 1 and 2, according to the Criminal Law of Lagos State 2015. During the hearing, the prosecuting counsel, DSP Kehinde Ajayi, told the court that the defendant committed the offenses in February on Odusomi Street, Mushin, Lagos. Finally, to foreign story. U.S. President Joe Biden said Friday that his Ukrainian counterpart, Volodymyr Zelensky, didn't want to hear American warnings ahead of Russia's invasion of his country. "I know a lot of people thought I was exaggerating," Biden said at the fundraising reception in Los Angeles, referring to his forewarning of the possibility of a Russian attack. "But I knew we had data to sustain the assessment," he added in front of reporters. Russian President Vladimir Putin was going into the border, and there was no doubt, and Zelensky didn't want to hear it. Nor did a lot of people. I understand why they didn't want to hear it, but he went in. The United States began raising the alarm over Russia's preparations for an invasion of Ukraine well before Putin announced a special operation against the country on February 24th. And finally, sport news. Joe Aribo is pleased to see the Super Eagles get off to a winning start in their 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying campaign, despite their insipid display against Sierra Leone at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja on Saturday, Punch reports. The Eagles came from a goal down to beat the Lone Stars 2-1 behind closed doors. A diving header from Jonathan Moshe in the 11th minute gave the Lone Stars the lead, but the Eagles stormed back and were level within 4 minutes after Alex Iwobi queued in a low drive from the edge of the Lone Stars penalty area. Victor Osimhen sealed the win in the 41st minute for the Eagles, but Aribo, who started in the game in the midfield alongside Iwobi, admits there's still a lot to be done ahead of the next game. That was the world news from BGI TV, but before we go, some major headlines. Tinubu needs a Muslim running mate to capture northern vote. Cairo Ojubo, Ilad Eta. Soyinka visit Akeredolu, says our attack a message to Southwest. We also brought to you, Atiku must pledge to do one term to get Southeast vote. Obiora Okonkwo. And finally, sports. Aribo happy with Super Eagles win despite poor play. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, The handle is Babagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Kindly select option 4 to access our updates. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page to access you all of our updates. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For adult placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, both outdoor, the phone number streaming on the screen is the direct line to call for advert placement. Thank you for watching. I am Mobire Regila Lawal. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just into BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.